I heard you talking about the vaccine. It really put me nervous. Nice words even to think about it. However, I believe my body has all the components to be healthy and even reject any virus or bacteria or any illness without vaccines. Tell me, what do you think about that, and what should I do about it? You should follow your impulse. You should not listen to anyone, including us. If something that we say feels off-putting to you, then your perception of what we have said, we're not even saying it's your misunderstanding. Your perception of what we have said is not jiving with something within you, and moving forward under those conditions is never a good idea. Before, we were having a conversation about a pandemic. Sometimes people would ask about insurance. Abraham, should I get insurance? What if I don't feel that I'm ever going to need insurance? Should I get insurance? Isn't getting insurance sort of asking for the problem that insurance might solve? And we say, if the behavior or even the anticipation of the behavior puts you at ease, then for now it's the path of least resistance. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, then for now it is not the path of least resistance. Esther has insurance only that is required by law. And her path of least resistance is she likes to be a cooperative component. She doesn't like to push against anything. And she doesn't want to be in defiance of any laws or rules. And so it's good to not push against anything. It's also good to feel your way to what your greatest path of least resistance is. And ultimately, friend, your path of least resistance is tuning into who you really are and receiving the impulses moment by 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 moment. Your inner being might even guide you toward the vaccine, because your inner being knows what's in your vortex and where you stand in relationship to it. Just know that there isn't a wrong action in this if it's coming from your connection to source energy. I think I contribute to what's going on in the world right now with a different perspective. I don't think I'm afraid of the virus. Sometimes I feel bad because of the news or conversations, but I can pretty quickly and smoothly recover from that. I guess I wanted to have a break from my job so much. Maybe I added to what's happening right now with this desire. But I don't feel happy when I'm at work. I don't enjoy it even one bit. Its requirements are way too much for me. And now I really want to use my free time to calibrate to who I am in regards to my new work. So, did you contribute to this? You and billions of others. You know what's been going on your planet? And it's a good thing in many, many ways, as it builds your vortex. When you calibrate to what you don't want, you calibrate in your vibrational reality to what you do want. But what most people do is not tune in. They don't tune in. They focus on a problem, and then they get in their head to try to find a solution. They depend upon their behavior and their action to take care of things. And so their lives become those of so many details. Your technology is expanding, and you're more intertwining with one another than ever before, and you're overwhelmed even in this thing that you think you want. In other words, Esther had been talking to us a bit not so long ago about why she was feeling some strong negative emotion that was coming more frequently and stronger when it came, and not as easy to release. And we said to her, and this is what we're saying to all of you, Esther, your life is getting bigger and bigger because of your interaction with what's around you. You are creating a vortex that is calling cooperative components and calling you forward. And when that is happening, if you're not in the receiving mode and you're allowing your total being to contemplate it, to receive it, to feel the inspiration of it, when instead you are returning to your action orientation, what we're saying to you is your life is too big for an action orientation. And that is planetarily what's going on. You're asking for bigger lives than your action can accomplish. And you have resorted to trying to control one another. It's like you're trying to do that thing we were teasing you about earlier, where you're trying to control the conditions. You're trying to control what's coming out of the mouths of others. You're trying to control what they think. You're trying to get everyone to think like you think. In other words, you've got yourself in kind of a bind. And the way to release yourself from it is to relax, to acknowledge who you really are, to know what you know, to put yourself in more frequent opportunities to be in the receiving mode, to make more lists of positive aspects, to go with the flow of more things that please you. And you're going to discover that, yeah, you did contribute to this. And it's not all bad, that as a global consciousness, you have manifested something that's been in your vibration for a long time. Everyone who's been pushing against anything is part of the manifestation when it gets bigger. And sometimes it has to become so absurd that it gets your attention. Sometimes it has to be big enough that you do sort of give up your need to control everything, because you can't. At the end of this presentation, could Abraham please do a rampage of appreciation? That is the most delicious idea yet. We're going to speak it from your perspective. I know that my inner being exists. I know that for sure. And I know that I have a relationship with my inner being, sometimes more open, sometimes more pinched off, sometimes more allowing, sometimes more resistant. But I know that my relationship with my inner being exists. I feel exhilaration that this is a time of greater calling. And I know for sure that I am a more cooperative component to the things that I've been asking for than ever before. I love knowing that there is a vortex. I love knowing that there is a unfolding that I can't yet see or hear or smell or taste or touch with my physical senses, and yet it is real. I love knowing who I am. I love knowing who my inner being is. I love getting to know who my inner being is more. I love my inner being who is always flowing to me and who knows me intricately. I love my inner being acknowledging that I am knowing the whole of who I am. I am enjoying so much the goosebumps that are flowing over me from time to time. I'm enjoying so much the increased love and appreciation that I have for this planet. I am adoring all of the wonderful things that people around this planet are thinking to do for one another. I'm enjoying the random acts of kindness that are happening everywhere. I'm enjoying the faster momentum. I know that things are getting better. I'm appreciating the clarity that is coming forth to so many. I'm in love with this planet. I'm in love with this world. I'm in love with the participants. At this moment in time, I feel no desire whatsoever to push against anyone or anything about anything. I am in love with my life. I am glad to be in this world. There is great love here for you. There is great love here for you. There is great love here for you. And for now, for this broadcast, we are complete.